What is going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar, and welcome back to the Draft League Viabilities. This is starting a brand new week, and I'm going to be doing a mega that everybody and their mother has been asking me to cover because they all know it is my favorite mega of all time. Why? I don't know, but it's just my favorite mega. It's not my favorite mega in draft format, and that mega, of course, is Mega Audino. I've been asked a bunch of times why Mega Audino is my favorite mega, and the fast and simple answer is the fact that I wanted to be a hipster. Everybody said that Mega Audino was trash, and I was like, well, I want to be different than everybody else, so I'm going to like Mega Audino. Then, I started to use it, I started to be creative with it, and then I started to actually really like the mega for a plethora of reasons that I'm going to be going over in this video, and some of them being centered around draft format. So Mega Audino is a very bulky Pokemon. It is one of, if not the fattest fairy in the game, and it's to the point to where it can do anything. And when I say anything, I mean anything except for being a really speedy mon. It's good. It can be good at everything as long as you're comfortable with it. I'm one of the people that's more comfortable with bulky mons like this, just because I can customize EVs so much better with this thing. I don't have to invest a whole lot in defense because it is so fat on both sides. It doesn't need anything. It has an insane amount of HP, so it's crazy good that way. And then it has the normal type coverage that Chansey, Blissey, and all those other really cool normal types get from Gen 1, even though this thing is from Gen 5. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this thing gets everything from Flamethrower to Fire Blast to Knockoff, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Blizzard, Shadow Ball, Dazzling Gleam. It gets Hyper Voice, it gets Knockoff, it gets Drain Punch. It gets so many awesome moves, and then you add in the fact that it also gets a number of support moves. I consider Knockoff a support move, but it's also kind of an offensive move depending on the team you're going up against. It also gets access to Thunder Wave, it gets access to Toxic, Wish, Heal Bell. It gets so many awesome moves that you can really play around with this thing. The only problem is that it can be serious setup fodder if you are not careful. By that, I mean this thing can be a massive just setup fodder for things like Manaphy, Slowking, any bulky water that is a Calm Mind user. They can just set up on it and nothing can go wrong, because as they're setting up Calm Minds, even if you're running, say, like Thunderbolt or something, or you're running your own Calm Mind with Thunderbolt, they will end up beating you 1v1 just because you can't hit them back as hard, and that's really bad on Mega Audino's part. That is the main problem with Mega Audino, though, is that it can be considered to be very much setup fodder. So whenever you're building around it in drafting, you kind of have to play around it. Like Mega Audino is specifically a wall. If you want to draft Mega Audino, I strongly urge you to draft a hyper offensive team with Mega Audino and one other, maybe two other very fat things, and that is it. Like maybe a Suicune, so you can phase things out if they are sitting up on your Mega Audino, or a Vaporeon. Because if you are going up in a Calm Mind War, realistically, you want to be able to phase it out so you can just reset everything and start over and get a clean slate, and that's something that Mega Audino definitely needs whenever you're building around it. Now, I say that this thing needs to be in a hyper offensive team mainly because it's not something that you rely on to be a tank to kill things. There are things like Suicune, like Togekiss, like Sylveon, like all of these other mons that you can rely on to be walls and kill things. Mega Audino cannot do that unless you're running like a tanky offensive Audino, and even then, that's kind of a risk. The good thing about Mega Audino is if you are going up against a team that has an extremely frail sweeper, a Gengar, a Weavile, anything that you can just blow on it and kill it, you can run a coverage move on Mega Audino and kill it, like Drain Punch, or Knockoff, or Focus Blast, or something to kill it. I actually have to make sure that it has Focus Blast so I don't make myself sound like an idiot. Nope, I just overestimated it, but it does get Drain Punch to hit Weavile. Like, it can do a lot to those types of mons. It can hit things like Crawdaunt with Thunderbolt if it's low enough. So there are ways that this thing can get kills, but it has to be on a hyper offensive team to where everything can be weakened and this thing can just sit in, be fat, and finish things off if you want it to be a killer, or be the type of mon that it can just sit in, toxic something, break sashes, make sure that everything is good for your massive offensive threat in the back. As of late, I've noticed that ghosts are also becoming very popular along with dark types. The good thing is, since they're getting to be so popular, Mega Audino is a fantastic stop to so much of that, because even if they are things like Gengar and you run it like specially defensive, they have to be like Choice Specs Sludge Wave to be able to 2-hit KO you. If they're like a Crocodile with Iron Tail, they have to be like Bandage to 2-hit KO you. So it's bulky enough to where it can take hits, get chip damage off, and then leave room for your massive sweeper in the back. And speaking of massive sweepers, there are a couple main ones that I like pairing up with Mega Audino. The first mon that I love pairing up with Mega Audino is Diggersby. Diggersby hits so giggity goddamn hard that if you can get just a little bit of chip damage off on something, Thunderwave a couple of things, and you have a banded Diggersby in the back, nothing is wanting to come in and switch it. Now this of course also goes with things like Azumarill and Emboar for the physical side, but those are the slower type destroyers that I like to have in the back paired with Mega Audino. Entei is another very good one because it can just blow through so many things. It also has priority like the other three I mentioned just before, and it's so powerful. So having a really good wall breaker like these four on the physical side in the back is always nice. On the special side, I like having a very good special grass wall breaker with this thing because of the fact that most grass types, this is very hard to explain. However, since Mega Audino is weak to poison, grass types that you want with it, they're more likely to carry poison type coverage, which means that if you have a steel type like Registeel or Scizor or something like that, it's easier to deal with those poison type coverages, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but it kind of sort of comes in full circle because the steel type can really help the grass type to be a very good nuke in the late game. And things like Superior, I love Superior matched up with Mega Audino because things that want to hit Mega Audino like Toxic and things of that nature, he can heal bell itself away. If Superior gets Thunder Waved or something like that, it doesn't matter. If there are things like Sticky Webs up on the field, Superior can get a speed boost from it, and then it has Contrary Leaf Storm to just blow through so many walls that it doesn't even really matter. Another one that I really like pairing up with Mega Audino is actually Meloetta, because of the fact that they can kind of support each other pretty well. Meloetta is very good at being like an Assault Vest user. It can also be a very good like Relic Song user and being a good surprise factor. And after Mega Audino can get that kind of good chip damage off on things, it can really help out the team. So Mega Audino is a very good support mon. It's a very good chipper, I like to call him, because it doesn't do... If you draft Mega Audino thinking that it's going to be doing a lot of work, don't draft it. That's not what it's for. It's there to set up literally everything else on the team for success. Travesty had Mega Audino in the PPL and he won the whole thing, and he used this as the prime example. He used it to set up his Sand team. He used it to set up his Thundurus to sweep things. He used it to set up all of his other monsters to just come full circle and destroy lives. He didn't use it as a killer or anything like that. He used it to make sure that his other sweepers were able to come in and finish up a game. Every single time. Sometimes he ran mixed wall, sometimes he ran coverage moves on it to break berries, which was very smart. That's what Mega Audino is also good at, is breaking berries for things that want to come in on it. So if you have something like an Excadrill, and say your Audino goes for like an Iron Tail on a fairy or something like that, it can break the Babiri Berry, and now Excadrill has a free time to kill it. While I have talked very highly of Mega Audino, it's time to be real. There are many things that do its job a lot better. Don't waste your Mega Slot on this thing. As much as I love it, I personally love it. I know Trav loves it. I know Burke loves it after using it. I know Shroom loves it after using it. It's something that when you use it, you pick it because you want to. And you build around it. And because you have to build around it, that's how it can work. But if you're like, oh, I'm in desperate need of a fairy, I don't have a Mega Audino. No, because then your team can become too bulky, too much setup fodder, and then you're just screwed for the entire season. Then you have to end up dropping things, and then it just becomes a whole train wreck for the entire season. Since there are a number of mons that do its job better, that aren't Mega, that are probably about the same price or so, I'm actually going to give this thing a C-. As much as that pains me, I love this thing. Realistically though, it's a C- Mega. It's low, very, very low. I'd rather have any other Mega. If I could, if I was stuck with picking a Mega, I wouldn't pick Mega Audino, I'd probably pick something else. But if you want to, you can make this thing work, and it will be good for you as long as it is one of your only walls on your entire draft. Just because too many walls, too much setup fodder, lose. That's basically going to be it for this analysis on Mega Audino. I hope you guys did enjoy. I feel like I didn't really word a lot of things the best in this video. However, it's very hard to understand a mon that is very poor on paper. So many people use and enjoy using it, and then whenever you combine it, it's something that you would not want to pick unless you're in the mood to pick it, and then you have to be very careful when you draft around it. So it's very hard to put those three feelings into words and describe why. So just make sure that you have Mega Audino on a team with like just one, maybe two more walls, and then really good offense, really good bulky offense, and then a couple really good wall breakers that are fast, and Mega Audino will work like a charm for you. And I promise you, you guys will love it, just like me and a bunch of my friends have. Actually, Ashton, Akai, Eric, he loves it too. Like, everybody that has used Mega Audino loves it. It's it's just the way the mon is itself. It can really come through with so many games because it's fat, and it can get the chip damage, and it can set up for everything else. And sometimes people forget that it's such a key member of the team until you look back and you're like, wow, if Mega Audino didn't get that toxic off, if Mega Audino didn't break the sash, if Mega Audino didn't heal my paralysis, I wouldn't have won that game. And that's when you realize that Mega Audino is a team player, not a game winner. Yeah, that was kind of a tangent at the end of the video that shouldn't have been there, but I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here. If you guys did enjoy, please make sure to leave a like and a comment letting me know what you guys think about Mega Audino, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Bye bye.